So again, you know, I'm hoping if people listen to this, the biggest thing they get from this is that there's no set plan. Um, your biggest plans that you think is going to happen may not, and if they don't, that's okay. So I was going to teach and coach, like most of us that went to Campbellsville do. I got my teaching degree. I got a job, pretty quick out of school. First year, I didn't have much. Uh, Second year, I got an opportunity here where I'm at in Bardstown for Bethlehem High School, which is a Catholic school. They had just started a football program. They'd only had a football program here just a little bit, a couple years, I think, before I came on board. And I got the job because one of our former players was teaching here and was going to leave and coaching. And he put a good word in for me. And I feel like that's probably a lot of our coaching and teaching jobs went that way. Because if you notice, a lot, a lot of our alumni and football players all teach and all coach. We've got tons of coaches. Right here in town, we've got Phil Stockdale is the head coach at Nelson County. Um, I run all of Phil's performance training over there, and he knew that I was here, and that was one of the reasons he took the job, because he knew I could help him with the strength and conditioning part. So um, after I got done, the plan was, hey, I'm going to teach and I'll coach, and I got a job here in Bardstown. And after 2 years, something happened. Now, after football was over, I needed something to do. And I'm from Glasgow, around Glasgow, Kentucky, and they have what they call Scottish Highland Games. If you don't know what they are, you can look them up, or if you've ever seen the guys in kilts throwing telephone poles, that's that's what I did. Now, there's 7 events to it, and they contest them all over the United States. And I'd gotten to a point where I started that right after college. So in '98, I started traveling uh, all over the South doing games as an amateur. So didn't really think much about this, and I got really addicted to it because it was giving me an outlet of competition that I didn't have because I didn't have football anymore. Totally, I'd never done anything like this. So throwing, if you had a track and field background, you're in good shape. I didn't. I didn't have any background of that. So I had to learn everything on the fly. But luckily enough, I had enough strength and enough athletic ability that I was pretty decent, but not by no means, oh, this guy's going to be great or this guy will be a pro. No. Um, but I worked. And again, like you just said a minute ago, when you grew up on a farm, you didn't know that you were grinding every day. You just thought that was life. That was just what we did. You wake up early, you hit the fields early, you get home late. That's what you did. That's the way life worked. So no, no, there was no, I don't feel good today. I don't think I'll work. No. So for me, again, that came back into play. I worked, I outworked everybody else. And that's where it kind of all comes to a head here. So 2 years out of teaching, I had an opportunity to turn professional. And I knew I was going to turn pro eventually. And I had asked the administration, hey, there's going to be some Fridays I need off to. Now, at the time, I'm still coaching football. So, you know, it was going to be more spring and summer, not so much fall. And the summer's fine because you were off anyways. But there was going to be some dates I needed off, and they weren't good with that. I said, well, all right then. Now this is crazy. This is where most people be like, "What are you, a dumbass?" I quit my teaching job. I took a job at a local gym, working the front desk. Made a little less money, uh, but I knew I was free. Now I still kept coaching, so I was still coaching football at the same place. Um, just changed jobs. I'd went to school, forever how long to be a teacher, and I just up and quit it because I had a faith in myself that this was going to be something that I was going to, do. And trust me on this, Jamie, when I tell you this, there's no part of me that thought, hey, one of these days you're going to be a professional. You're going to win a world championship. You're going to win a national championship, and you're going to be considered a legend. Never, ever, ever, ever did that cross my mind. I just wanted to make a little money. I thought, hey, I can throw this stuff on the weekends, have a good time doing it, and get paid. Oh, I'm in. I'm in. And yes. Now, what's crazy about this is that Coach Finley was very well versed in Scottish Highland Games. And when he found out, yes, when he found out I was doing this, he was super excited and wanted to know all about it. It was very funny because I didn't know he knew anything about this. Uh, but yeah, we had several talks about it. Um, doing it. Um, what the sport took, all that stuff. But so that's basically right after college. I taught for a couple of years. Then I took the job at this gym. And then at the gym, that's about a year or two later, I said, let me start doing some, personal training. I felt like I'd been around long enough to kind of start helping other people out. Um, and then that turned into me quitting the gym and starting my own personal training business, which had never been done here. Nobody in Bardstown did that. Again, I just kind of took a risk, uh, a leap of faith. And I guess I would say that I invested in myself. So, and people always say, man, I can't believe you did that. I said, do you know how easy that is? And they're like, how is that easy? Pretty simple. Either I make this work or I starve. So you find ways really quick to make stuff work that you want to. And I knew I was going to be good at it because I had a passion for it and I still do. So that's kind of where we got to, um, right after college, taught just for a couple years, and then kind of settled into, my Highland game sport and personal training. So I would do my personal training from early morning till about 2 o'clock. I'd go over, I'd practice Highland game stuff for about an hour. Then we'd go to football practice. I'd get done there, go home, watch film, in bed by 9, 10 o'clock, up, got to do it all over again. So that was basically my life for several years.